everybody, my name is Sherry. Welcome to my stamp studio. Today's video has gotten a little bit out of order because I'm going to switch some stuff around so we can take a second to talk about back orders. First off, this catalog that I'm going to show you, what I'm going to use today is the January to April mini catalog. So in the past, it's been the JJ, and that was January to June. So you can see that already from the title, January to April, that the catalog has been condensed. And part of that's good because the annual catalog, which is our big catalog, was kind of getting gypped because there was always a mini. And so we were often focusing on the minis and the giant catalog was getting ignored. So our two mini catalogs are now more mini and the time on them is shorter. So what's happened for this first time that they've shortened it, which is going back to what it used to be. So if you've been, I've been through so many changes in my nearly 30 years with Stampin' Up! That always what's old is new again. And there's always kind of a reworking. And you know, as more and more of us do online things, that's kind of a tweak with it too, because more of you see and more of you take my things online. When I did this 30 years ago, there wasn't even a thing as online. So it's kind of always a reworking. So right now, this catalog will end in April, which means that some of the stuff in here, the holiday comes much sooner than it would have. And the stuff that they have ordered, like when they did the forecasting, was a little bit tweaked from where it was in the past. So I had already told you a couple of weeks ago, maybe just 10 days ago, that the Heart Punch for the Valentine set was on back order. And for you to get it, you would get it after Valentine's. So the same thing has happened now, kind of, with this fabulous Clover Punch. So here's the deal. I have the Clover Punch. I took it out of the wrapping and I never used it. I bought it and I was going to use it for my Try It class. And then I ended up using the bunny instead. So those of you that are in Try It class, you saw the card. You've maybe probably already made the card. And then I told you on the card how it was going to be a Clover card. And I switched it for a bunny card. And you could do the same, just switch the paper to be green. And it could be a St. Patrick's Day card. I've never even actually punched with this. And it is not only on back order, it is gone. Because it has sold out and they didn't order more to come in. Because I think they thought it was kind of, I mean, a Heart Punch can be used all year round, right? For wedding cards and other things. In fact, if you look in the catalog, there is a really cute thing where they made the Heart Punch into a flower. This, they ordered enough to get through what I think what they thought would be St. Patrick's Day, but it was super popular and it is gone. So, it's gone. But the nice thing is, just like the Heart Punch, these can be cut out. So it punched this out, you can cut it out or you can just stamp it. We haven't had a St. Patrick's Day set in a while, so I will use this set, but this is gone. The reason I want to point that out to you is because I think this will be next up to be sold out. At least Easter's a little bit further afloat. So if it goes on back order, maybe fingers crossed they would get more in before Easter. But sometimes, you know, when we craft ahead of time. If this is on your list, get it now. Don't wait. And then the thing that I'm going to use today is on low inventory. So I'm going to use the Dainty Delight. Now the stamps for all of these are not on low inventory, but the Dainty Delight dies are on low inventory. They don't tell us when things go on low inventory if that means they have more stock coming in, or because this catalog ends in April, if when they're gone, they're gone. So that could be the case for these with the dies. We don't know. But even by the time that I post this video, by the time I make it and they post it, because sometimes when things go on low inventory and we tell y'all buy them and then they're gone. So it could go on back order or it could be gone. The reason these are showing up on low inventory, I'm sure, is because they match the paper that's in Celebration. So this was a card I made way back in December and it used the dies that matched the paper. So it's on page 55 of the catalog, the dies. So if these are on your list, I suggest that you stop what you're doing and you get these and you get the Bunny Punch today and you don't wait. They do match this Dainty Flowers Designer Series paper. Now, if you're in club, this was the paper that you got. We didn't use it in club. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to show you a card. I'm going to combine a couple of different club things. So if you're in club and you haven't got around to it yet, using the paper, I'm going to show you a stamp set that you already have. I'm just going to use the dies. I'm not going to use this and it's a beautiful stamp set, but I'm not going to use it. I'm going to show you the dies. I would suggest you get the bundle if you get the dies, but I'm going to use the dies standalone with just the paper. But for all of you, even if you're not in club, if these were on your wish list, wish them now and get them now so you're not disappointed in case they sell out, which again, I don't know if they're going to come back. But, you know, sometimes things are on our list and then they're sold out or back ordered, and by the time they come back, our wish list has grown. So those of you in club, I've already used one piece. So everybody that was in my card club got a 1/4 of a packet of this. So I'm just going to work with a 6x6. It's free with a $50 purchase, 12 by 12. So if you didn't get this in club, or if you're in club and you want to get a whole packet, it is 12 by 12. I'm going to make this cart out of the 6x6 because that's what my club girls got. And I think I'm going to do it a little bit different than my first one. So I used a piece of this side of the paper. I used the other side, which was kind of hard because this was this pretty oval. And so it was, I'm going to use, I think on this card, I'm going to use this one and that one before I used the pink one. I started to use that, and here's the oval, but then I ended up using this side. So I've cut that one up, and I didn't need to cut it. But you could make this card work. I used this one before, and I may go back and use it. Maybe not. We'll see. But a lot of these would work. It's really pretty paper, and I can see that's why the dies are selling out, because so pretty. So you get a ton of dies, a ton of them. So let me show you the ones we're not using. Oh, maybe I'll use that one. I didn't see that one before. I had them stuck in here from before. I haven't used the stamps, and I didn't use the words. I was going to use the words, but then I decided I'm going to use fitting florets because my club girls already have that because we used that a couple of months ago, maybe just last month. These are the ones I'm not using of the dies, and then I'll show you the ones as we use them. So there's this many. Most of them cut out these, and since I'm not using the stamps, although there's a stem, there's some flower centers, and then there's this really pretty one that I almost used, but it didn't really fit on the way I did it. I'm going to use the fun little die cut machine, which you can get free, the blue one this month if you join my Beautiful Images team, or you can get the white one all the time. I like it for this, and I'm going to show you why. Because I can take my plates here. It's a kind of a space saver, except now I have all this stuff sitting in the way. Hang on. And always, every month, I do free gifts with purchase. So right now, Celebration with Stampin' Up, you get Celebration stuff for free with them. But every single month, if you use my host code, then you get free gifts from me. I'm going to start with my, this is like a swag. And I want it, obviously, to be in green. So I'm going to kind of lay it here. And we're not going to look at this side, because we're going to use the other side, which means we're going to lose some of the beauty of the other side, but of the real side of the paper. But we want this to be pretty. It's going to look kind of like we painted it, but the paper is going to do all the work for us. So this week was one of those weeks. You ever have one of those that doesn't go as planned? Because we had snow, and it was supposed to be lots of snow. And then they told us it wasn't really lots of snow because it was heavy snow. So they told us it was going to be lots of snow. And then it was a lot of snow, but it wasn't as much as they said. And then they tried to say it was, but it just didn't appear to be because it was heavy. But it was cold. So my husband worked from home, and he said he was going to work from home. And then he changed his mind and didn't work from home. So then I changed my day back to normal. And then halfway through the day, not even halfway, early in the day, he came home. And so I didn't film because I thought I had my day normal. And I can't film when he's here because he comes and does all of his Zoom meetings, and he talks loud. And nobody wants to hear all the hospital words and his loud talking in my videos. So I kind of had a wasted day. And then he didn't shovel the driveway. So then I had to shovel the driveway, which doesn't make me happy. It was heavy snow, and it was cold when I had to do it. Now I'm going to take these flowers, all these different little flowers, and I'm going to go for the pieces of color on here. I should have laid these on here, but I was talking about my week not going as planned. So none of my days this week really went as planned. And so today I need to film my club videos because those did go out. The club packets have gone out. And so I was gonna do the barn stuff for celebration. And then I saw that this stuff is on low inventory, and I'm like, I'm going to switch this up. So then this morning, instead of doing Club First, which was on I'm going to do Club First, and nothing's going to sway me away from that. And then I saw this, and I thought, if I wait, and it's Friday, and I don't get this till Monday, then surely this stuff will be gone. And then I'll be sad that I didn't give you guys a heads up. So I'll get to Club, and it will go out today, but I just want to get this up first. And then my ice cream videos didn't go up the days that I planned, because when my husband's home, I don't know if it's like this when your husbands are home, they kind of command attention like 3-year-olds sometimes, don't they? So the ice cream didn't get posted the day that I wanted it to go up. So today there may be 2 videos go up on YouTube, and YouTube's going to be like, what the heck? You know, we like 1 video at a time. So you can see how I'm just kind of laying this on color, which when I'm done and I flip the paper back over, you will see that then you can still use, do I want this on the yellow, or I want to try, I think I'll get this on the yellow. There's still going to be paper on the other side you can use. Lots of flowers on the other side that will still be usable. Especially if you're doing this on 12 by 12, then you'd have a lot more sections to pick from. So now on these 2 little things, do we want to try to hit this, or do we want to try to hit that? If I could hear you, I think I'll go with this, and we'll see how much of the purple gets them and how much of it ends up being not on here. Because sometimes it's just like when you stamp and you think you've stamped everywhere, and then you put something over the top, and the thing that you layer over the top covers up all of your stamping. It looks like we got it. So see, I like to put these little plates. If you did this with big plates, your whole table would be taken. See, we still have a lot of flowers on this side that we can use by cutting them out. I'm not going to do that for this card, but you can stick them over and use them on something else. Now I'm just going to squish these out of the way and pull my little thing over here. And because I have these on the 2 plates now, when I roll them through, I can just keep them on the plate until I'm ready to glue them on my card. So roll this one through first. I should have put the handle towards me instead of this direction. Nothing like doing it kind of, it's not backwards, but a little awkward to have my arm go over the top like this. Now I'll spin it around and do it the right way. But now I can just take this off, lift these up. And then if they've stuck because it's staticky, because you know it's like 18 degrees Fahrenheit here today. But I can take one, and then I'll just pick this up, put this on here, move these over. And then they're all kind of where they need to be to use them. And now my handle's on the right side. Okay, so these are ready. Now this is where I think I'm going to switch paper. I can either do this way or this way. So this is 6 by 6. I'm going to cut this down to 4 by 5 1/4, and then we'll decide which side of the paper we want to use. I really like this side of the paper, but I don't know if it's going to get lost. So we'll see if we're going to lose all of our designs if we do it this way. Scrap paper. Pull this out, and we'll start with our leaves, and then we'll decide whether or not it looks like we're going to be able to see them or if they're going to get lost. It may just look like they're part of it. So see how pretty this is? Now, remember we just kind of laid that through the green that was on that paper. I think that might work. And let's see then what it looks like on the other side. Equally pretty. I don't know. And the other one I used is the pink one, so it's not even like I can do one and we can decide. I'm going to go this way. And part of the reason I'm going to do this way is because this will look spectacular in my photos online. Sometimes I pick because it's going to be prettier in the pictures, because I know how it looks when I photograph it online. So I'm just going to add the fine tip glue to maybe 4. It doesn't take very many of these, and they'll stick it down. If you do all of them and then when you do this, it doesn't land in the right place and you pick it up, there'll be glue everywhere. But if you do this, and the ones that have glue on them, they'll grab. And then you don't have to worry about it being everywhere. Then this is one of the flowers I didn't have on the other one because I didn't see it. So let's start with it because it's the largest. And then I'm gonna go for this white space up here and see where a part of it is white. I'm gonna kind of hide that down in here. And this is just gonna kind of give us some 3D image of the flowers, kind of pop them up off the paper. And you can put them anywhere because see, it's just gonna, I do like this side of the paper. And here's our little dots. We did hit some of them. So these, I'm just gonna kind of put maybe in here. And then this one, on my other one, it was an obvious to go there because that was kind of the end of my flowers and it was yellow. But this, because I'm gonna try to keep it more in where the flowers are. So let's stick it here. And then we have this fun hydrangea piece. It's not gonna fall out. Sometimes, you know, if you drop a die, they come out. But before I do that, let's go ahead and stamp our words. And I have just this giant piece of shimmer white laying here from my ice cream projects. Move this aside. And for it, I just have also from my ice cream project just laying on the table some Highland Heather, which really look at all the colors in here. Almost all of the ones I've used on my ice cream projects still in here. We have I could reach over for any of them. We have mango, we have some grape, we have olive, there's some raspberry, there's tons of colors in here that you can use. Coral, I just have the Highland Heather. I don't have any ribbon picked for this one because I'm just gonna grab something over there, right? Because I knew I might switch the color of the paper. This is from the Framed Florets, which if you're in club, this was our club set, I think in December. And I really liked this. The stamp set, now I can't even remember what it's called, the Dainty Delight, it does have words in it. They were smaller and I really wanted this to be a birthday card. And if you want it to be straight, you can take it to your paper trimmer and cut this straight. Just for time, and because there's a lot going on the back of this card, it doesn't matter so much. And if it's horribly crooked when I do this, I will just go around it. And I want it pretty close to it. On the other one, it's a little bit larger and I added some flowers to it, but my paper was plain. Just kind of giving you some thought process. This will have a little bit of space here. This one, my paper is beautiful. It is crooked. And I want my paper to show more than I want this to show. So let's do this. Because I want as many of those flowers that are behind this design to show. On the other one, I was able to make this into a prettier tag, and I did put it in my paper trimmer and made it straight. You could put it in a tag die, but I was trying to keep fewer dies because you need to get the Dainty design dies with this order. I didn't want you to feel like you had to get a tag die. There we go. But before I place the rest of the flowers, I want to get this on here. Let's see, whatever color you want on this card's pretty much gonna work. I wouldn't do a red, and maybe not an orange on this section of paper, although there is orange in this paper. Now let's just pick a ribbon. On the other one, I have used Freesia, and then I stamped in Highland Heather. On this one, let's do, I think this is Orchid. Do we want to do Orchid or do we want to do, yeah, I want to do Orchid. Here's the starry one too. I'm just going to lift this up. And then let's do these around. I might change the embellishments on this one too, just to kind of show you that this paper will work with so many of the stuff that so much of the stuff that you already have on hand. because it's flowers and there's tons of colors in it. I don't even have a back piece for this yet because I knew if I switched the piece here, I might want to switch the color. There we go. Now this is the orchid. Here's the starry sky, which would also work because see, it would work with that. So either of those would work. I think the sorbet would work as well. And then let's stick this. We'll just pull this over. Pull that tight again. And I am going to put some dimensionals on this. I'll pop this out and then we'll go back and add the rest of our flowers now that we know where our sentiment's going to be. Because you'll see on the other one, I did have some flowers and leaves on this, and I may still add a couple, or maybe not, because I cut pretty close to that. But see, I didn't want to cover up all of the beautiful paper design. And you know, this ribbon here, this is in the annual catalog. You can spread it open, and again, it gives that light, airy look. We're just gonna allow the paper to show underneath. Super pretty. And then let's see how many of these we have left. We have the leaves left over here because I didn't remember I added those 2 little leaves, which cut 2 each. So there's 4 of those. And then this one cuts 4 flowers. So those are there. And then this, I think that's it. And you don't have to use all of them just because you cut them out if you don't want them all on here. The other one needed it because it was a plain piece of paper. This one might not need like this. We can stick it back there. It's just going to cover up some greenery. Whoops. Add that back here, which is another reason you don't want to stick glue on every single leaf that you have because then you can't do that. You can also put these on top of some of this. I'm going to cover up part of that where it didn't, where I can't talk, where my flower is white and not yellow. That there. And then here's a tiny little flower here. And I can add that one to this. And that one I'm just going to give it a miss. Of the leaves, the extra leaves that we did. And these are fun and they give some extra dimension. Last one. And then I think I'll go get some orchid and some starry sky paper and we'll decide what color paper we want. All right, so I have both the colors of cardstock. Here is the starry sky. Very pretty. And here is the Orchid Oasis. They both are equally pretty, and this one's already cut. So I'm gonna go Starry Sky. Let's add this. And then I think I'm gonna switch I got some glue on my table there. This is why I often stamp in sweatshirts that it doesn't matter what happens to them. Sometimes I'm not. Sometimes I look like I'm going somewhere because I am. Today is not that. I'm going to do this, then I'm gonna do my club videos, and then I'm gonna start cleaning house because we're having some people over tomorrow. We're having friends over for our Saturday. And I'm gonna decorate for Valentine's because I hate decorating for Valentine's before it's February, but February is gonna come in the middle of the week this week, and I hate redecorating in the middle of the week. So it's gonna be a couple of days early. And I have some fabulous antique Valentine stuff, but my Valentine decorations, not my favorite. Winter decorations are not my favorite. I can't wait till it's spring. My spring decorations and my fall decorations are my favorite other than Christmas. And it's also my favorite because, I mean, I'm glad they're my favorite because they stay up the longest. except Easter, you know, has to come halfway out through spring. So here's the embellishments I used on the first card, and I'll show you the first card and we'll see all of the different changes. So these are the pastel adhesive back sequins. I think now the pink is too pink and the gold is kind of too gold for this gold, for the purple. So I grabbed the adhesive backed Milky Dots, and I'm going to use whatever, I think that, I don't even know what color that is, but there's some gold, which it has a little bit more of a yellow tinge, and then these clear ones. So let's do these. And oh, there's my, oh, it's the right one. I saw the spatula tip. Okay, I've had this spatula tip sitting here because I am going to use, I have so many things on my to-do to show you list. I want to use the smudgy stuff, the embossing paste. I've been wanting to use it since Christmas, and I just haven't gotten around to it. So here's a gold one on there. And then I think even this blue, it's kind of navy, but it might be okay, a little one with the starry sky. Oh yeah, that looks very pretty. And then I'm gonna do a little one. I think the big ones might be a little bit big for this card, but I'm gonna do a little one here. So that's 3, so you know we want an odd number. So either we do 5 or we stop. But this one here, oh, that one could do a big one. I'll do a gold big one on that one, and then I'll do, because look, perfect. I love creating with you guys when I don't have a clue what I'm doing. I hope that you like it too. I hope you're thinking and not thinking she's crazy. I don't think I did the white. So let's do one of these whites. These also help when you didn't put a lot of glue to help push them down. And you can go back now with this and kind of push down the places where it looks like they need pushed for your glue to adhere all the way. So this is this one. Exact same card, exact same base supplies, because it's the same paper, same shimmer white, same designer series paper out of a 6x6 pack, same dies. This one just has the Blushing Bride, and then I used this piece. This is the same 6x6 piece that I cut these out of. I just aimed for different spots. This one had a darker piece of green. This has a lighter piece of green, and I knew that it would hold up nicely on this. And see, here's the sequins. This is the freesia ribbon, but this is the same. So pretty. Get the dies. You'll love the dies. And on this card here, where's the original one I showed you? I hate that I'm going to have to post 2 videos in one day. This one here, I ran these through, and this video's up. I'll have one of the things pop up above this video so you can see it. But this one, I ran these through watercolor paper, and then I think I just used a stamp pad in my water painter. I made this like in November or December. It's been a hot minute. And you know, we've had holidays and snow and presents and vacation and all that since then. But I'm pretty sure I just used my water painter and ink pads and colored the watercolor paper. So that was not even out of paper. There you go. Go order the things so you're not disappointed if they saw it. And remember, Bunny Punch, if you want the Bunny Punch, get it now. Have a great weekend. Bye.